not to my level. What was that?
Yeah.
Well, you're. It's hard to beat you. You're like up here.
I mean, I could scream, but it
you
would make
leaned
people
over.
think
It was like,
something's
"Are you
wrong."
ready? Are you ready
I
to
did
yell?"
ask if you're ready. I thought I was ready for the 50th episode. I'll never be ready for our 1-year anniversary.
Never.
They both happen to land on the same month-ish.
Sure.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a whole goddamn year of talking about film and television, news reviews,
long
and
time.
trailer reactions.
long time.
Everybody on here has been on it before, and you're all awesome, and we're going to talk about how awesome you are for 2 hours. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
Don't.
Ready?
But in case you
Oh, man.
actually tuned in just to see the if Beale Street Could Talk trailer, then we're going to do
That's
that
the
as
only
well.
reason that you're here.
Probably.
But as a real quick thing, we're going to do some movie news. So just give us a little tiny 2-word, 5-word explanation of what you're talking about today, Stan.
Summer movie scorecard 2018.
What are you talking about?
Scarlet Witch and Loki and X-Men.
An X-Men. Yeah. What are you talking about? Yeah.
The Emmys. The Emmys.
I was like, wait, did I miss something? Yeah, the Emmys.
no.
The
The
Emmys.
Emmys,
I'm
Emmys
talking
just
about the
happened.
Emmys.
Yeah. What
I'm
are you
excited
talking
because
about?
I missed the Emmys. I'm talking about pre-tomatoes.
Oh, what does that
Tomatoes.
mean? You'll have to find out. What are you
You'll
talking
have to
about?
find out.
Avatar: The Last
Sorry, I'm going
Airbender
crazy.
gone live action?
What?
Gone sexual?
Oh my
Oh,
god,
no.
it's happening. So all of that coming up soon. Let's watch If Beale Street Could Talk. The trailer.
Let's do it.
This is what you're all
just
here
dropped. This is the
for.
first official. I think the other one may have been
I
a
actually
teaser.
haven't seen this yet.
The other one
Was
was a
it? Oh,
teaser.
okay.
It was at
and
least it was very
Right,
like
yeah, you
musical.
didn't know what was
going on in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I haven't
yeah.
even seen the teaser yet.
You're gonna
So
be into
let's
it.
give it a watch.
I guarantee it.
You ready for this?
I've never been more ready for anything in my whole life. You know I love you, no matter what happens.
I'm yours and you're mine, and that's it. You and me all the time.
Honey, there's something I gotta tell you.
We are drinking to new life. Tish gonna have Fonny's baby.
I hope it's a boy. Come on over here, daughter. You're a good girl, and I'm proud of you. Don't you ever forget it.
And who's gonna be responsible for this baby?
The father and the mother
When I hold you in my arms, I gotta hold our baby in my arms.
will find a way.
That child was born of sin. That child is your grandchild. What difference does it make how it gets here?
Unbow your head, sister.
We've known Fonny all his life. He's about to pay for something he didn't do.
These are our children, and we gotta set them free.
Remember, love is what brought you here. And if you trusted love this far, don't panic now. Trust it all the way.
Just remember, be home soon.
I'm all
I'm gonna
teary-eyed.
spend that whole movie crying.
I'm teary-eyed. I'm
Nice.
teary-eyed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So-
spend that whole movie crying.
Where does this land in the MCU?
the hell just
That's my
happened?
This is
You know,
after.
not everything.
most everything.
No,
though.
because it's the DCU.
Yeah, it's the
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's not happening.
okay, so romantic drama
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on a book.
based on a book.
I think I would even put that.
Set in the
Holy shit, that's
60s?
beautiful.
That looks like
It's
the
kind of
60s.
old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
this-
refreshing to be reminded that at one point people weren't just popping out babies unwed on the regular. Like it was still kind of a bigger deal
Yeah,
at one
now,
point.
now it's like tight
Yeah.
to do that.
yeah, well, I don't know about that, but it's fully
Times have
accepted.
changed.
It's fully like it's just fully accepted. Like it's not
Right.
taboo in almost any even hardly
like,
even
none
in
of-
religious
none of
cultures
us are really
anymore.
gonna be like our parents are gonna be like, the fuck, you're having a kid?
You're not
married?
Yeah, like that's completely
yeah,
gone.
they're gonna like step up.
They're just
Yeah.
gonna be
No.
like,
Chest
oh,
bump you.
okay.
nice.
You don't know my parents.
I have
They
a
might.
grandkid.
So
Sweet.
this is about a
Yeah, exactly.
couple and it looks like he's falsely accused for something, ends up in jail, and or wrongly accused, maybe, I don't know, ends up in prison, and it's about her relationship with her family and her new baby and her husband or boyfriend. I can't tell which one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's her boyfriend.
It's her boyfriend.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that's the
Boyfriend,
whole
they're not
point of
married.
not.
talking
Yeah.
about,
That's the whole
about
point.
how they're not
Yeah.
married. I'm into that.
Good.
Yeah, it does look good. I think honestly,
Gentle reminder of, I don't know, things that have changed. Actually, I mean, people were probably
And things that haven't changed, like racism.
things that
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really deeply have not changed.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Where you could be like, you could conceivably set this in 2018,
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
and
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to suspend much disbelief.
No.
No.
Especially
Which is
with the
one of
part
the reasons it's
being
probably
wrongly-
being made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Because I'm sure, like I know for a fact, that many black men are wrongly accused of things, and then that's the prison system.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
It's terrible.
So the things that caught me, I think maybe the most were the cinematography and the music.
Beautiful.
Those are
Oh
like
my
Gorgeous.
So
Have you guys
I
seen
could
Moonlight?
See the, I could see the
Yes.
similarities. Yeah. Between
That
the two,
movie,
so.
Jesus
God,
Christ.
so beautiful, right? It's
Yeah.
just like so
Same director.
So
Yeah.
so
Barry
pretty.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one was based on a play.
That was a play that. Who was it? Did he write? No.
I'm pretty sure he did it too.
Did he write the
I
play?
think
he
wrote
and
it.
then, and then
Sure he
he
did.
and then made it to a movie.
Yeah, it
that's
was
awesome.
the play never got produced, and so he was finally like,
Yeah,
"Fine,
just
we'll make it
fuck
into a
it, yeah.
movie." And now I'm like, I will produce that as a play.
Well, right? Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
produce that.
It's kind of amazing how like these stories can transfer throughout any medium. Really.
Yeah.
Just, you just need the right set of eyes on it. The
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
right
Yeah.
mind on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay.
I don't agree with like Fences. I think that's a better play than it is a movie.
I didn't
Maybe.
watch the movie
Maybe.
or the play.
It's got a lot of acting.
I haven't seen the play.
Yeah, but I can like seeing
I
it
can
as a movie.
see it,
You're like,
yeah.
I can see how this would lend itself better to a stage actually
I
than
can see that. Yeah.
this particular medium.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean it's
Right.
bad. It's just
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so yeah.
I think it all depends on just last. I think it all depends on the director.
Yeah.
Whether it's a play or a book or a movie, and who's adapting it to what and how they're doing it. Like,
A lot of play directors moving over into film. Is that a thing?
Aaron Sorkin was originally a playwright, and now he's like probably the best screenwriter in Hollywood.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if
do
it's
you mean
a lot.
do you mean directors or do you mean playwrights?
I guess both, but yeah, directors maybe more so because that's what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sort of.
he's a playwright.
He was a playwright originally, moved
And
into
then,
directing.
directed his own play.
Gotcha.
And then directed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so
Right.
to me, I think probably playwrights. Yes,
Sure.
I'm not so
Certain
certain about
Directors.
directors,
very,
like
very
just
different.
directors.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Really different.
Interesting.
Actors
You
will
have-
hop
you
on
have-
the
you have-
stage.
Yeah.
Both more and far less control over what happens,
Yeah.
what people see
Okay.
as a theater director.
Oh, by the way, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, a small announcement. I wish I could say it, but
That's
you say
okay.
it.
You should
That's okay.
announce
I'll
it.
say it. I am a brand spanking new member of the Duke City Repertory Theater Company here in Albuquerque, which is fucking amazing. I think they make some of the best theater happening in this part of the world, really, and definitely in this city. I'm gonna get flack for that. There's a lot of really good theater happening in this
Yeah.
city.
Do you have anything
I
coming up
just
soon?
happen to love them, huh?
You have anything coming up soon?
The Ugly Sweater Review,
Okay.
which is going to be a Christmas show, but it's a Christmas
sounds
show
great.
for adults.
I gotcha.
It's sort of like a variety show.
Okay.
Generally, there's a lot of burlesque. There's a lot of naughty language.
Mm.
There's some improv. There's cool shit. It's a fun show.
Sounds like a big variety.
You show up, get a beer, like
Cool.
have a good time. You don't
like a
have to
good
watch like a real saccharine Christmas thing. So
Nice. Well, congrats
Nice.
again.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, so 50th episode, we did it.
Yay.
Let's start moving into our topics. I think our first big one is basically what happened over the last 4 or 5 months. And Stan's going to walk us through it a little bit. Yeah.
I love lamp.
Andy loves Lamp.
I love movies.
So, basically, our summer movie scorecard is sort of like all the movies that came out this summer in sort of the Rotten Tomato order from, I guess, starting from least least, which would be a 0, a big fat 0 on the, the Rotten
Any
Tomato.
significant ones that stood out?
Well, let's just start with number 69.
Okay.
And we'll work with our way down to number 1
wait,
from
wait.
there.
Can I guess it?
The worst one?
Yeah.
Can I okay.
guess?
That'll be fun.
What
Do
is it?
Is it Slender Man?
Close.
Wait, is it the Trump documentary?
Death of a Nation.
Yes.
Death of a Nation is the worst reviewed.
Okay.
Because there's no consensus yet.
Wait, what is this?
So this is the Rotten Tomatoes summer roundup, basically.
Not that.
No.
What is Death of a
It's
Nation?
Death of a Nation. I'll read the synapse. If I can find it. Not since. Oh my God. And then. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not going to read all this. So basically, okay, I'll read the beginning. Not since 1860 have the Democrats so fanatically refused to accept the result of a free election. That year, their target was Lincoln. They smeared him. They went to war to defeat him. In the end, they assassinated him. And it goes on like that but that was Death of a Nation. That's exactly what it said.
Well, Democrats is a synonym for lizard people.
Mm-hmm. Now the target of the Democrats is Trump, President
sense.
Trump and his supporters. The left called them racist, white supremacists, and fascists. These are charges used to justify driving Trump from office and discrediting him. The right by any means necessary.
Wait,
somebody needs to do a riff tracks to this shit.
Was this the one by what's his name? Who did this movie?
The directed by Dinesh D'Souza.
Dinesh D'Souza. Yeah, so
no
Jess and
wonder.
I went and watched him do
Fucking Dinesh,
not a
man,
talk,
he's
but we
crazy.
watched a debate between him and someone else.
Okay.
It was really interesting. You remember that?
He's
yeah.
a crazy person.
He's a crazy person.
So not a debate.
It was
really.
well, I mean, it was a formal
It was a
debate.
debate.
That's what it was. It was a
Yeah.
staged formal debate.
It was very interesting.
But you're right, though. He's crazy.
But
yeah.
he
I
looked
remember
like a complete crazy person.
Yeah. I remember seeing that like in the theater, and I was like, "What?" I didn't even know he made movies. I
I'm
thought
not
he was just like a
surprised.
philosopher because
He's
I
like
think that's what he does.
extremely religious.
Yeah.
crazy
Probably hit up
person.
Alex
So
Jones, made a movie.
His movie was worse than Slender Man.
Okay.
Because Slender Man is number 68.
I believe it.
Fair enough.
Slender Man was pretty bad though.
And it's funny,
No
a lot
wonder
of
it's
the
one of
movies
the only
that we've
movies.
tomatoed and looked at are on here, like at the very
Of course.
Slender Man is like one of the only movies you can still see with Movie Pass.
Nice.
I know, it's so
Yeah.
sad, and it's been available for like a month.
Nobody
Can we?
wants to see it.
Can I cut you off? And can we do this kind of
Sure.
like with the PowerPoints?
Yeah.
and then
Let's
move
do
through
that.
it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mean to even go that far.
that's right. The way these PowerPoints are set up, if you want to move on to the next one, is in chronological order from top left to top right, and then bottom left to bottom right. We got 2 slides of this. So this is basically Revenge and Infinity War is like the beginning of our summer.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Tully, Deadpool 2 solo. What's that one called? First Reformed.
Great movie.
Got a really high score.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, American Animals, required viewing here. Upgrade, is that YouTube?
No.
No.
Why
did I
that's
think that?
Blumhouse.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse
Yeah.
tilt.
Okay.
Hereditary, Ocean's 8, Won't You Be My Neighbor, Incredibles 2, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Soldado, Leave No Trace, Three Identical Strangers.
Oh yeah.
And then we can move on to the next one.
Here's a freaking great.
Sorry to bother you, Skyscraper.
Sorry, don't worry, he won't get far on.
He won't get far on foot. That's the
Yeah.
craziest name. Mamma Mia 2.
Yes. Here we go again.
Blind Spotting. The reboot, the remake rather. Right? No, did I make that up?
Blind Spotting is its own movie.
I may have been thinking of Train Spotting. Sorry.
Yeah.
There was a
okay.
Trainspotting 2.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. Mission Impossible Fallout. Teen Titans Go! Exclamation point. 8th Grade. The Darkest Minds, Christopher Robin, The Meg, Black Klansman, Slender Man, Crazy Rich Asians, Mile 22, The Happy Time Murders, Searching, and then Predator's probably.
That's the last.
Probably
I'm just now realizing, as you're saying all of these, that there were so many that I wanted to see. I meant to see them.
It happens. It
does.
I think I only saw 10 of these.
Black
I think you
Klansman
probably
in
saw
8th
the
grade.
most of these.
I want to see both of those. I also
Need
want to
to
see
see
The
those.
Darkest
Mamma Mia.
Minds. I also want to see
Crazy Rich
Fallout.
Asians, I wanna see.
Oh, Fallout is good.
Fallout was
I wanna see that.
fantastic.
Fallout actually
Yeah.
made number 4.
I
Number
want to
4.
see the Meg. I do. I want to
It's
see
fun.
it.
It's so much fun.
You got what's number 1? What's number
So
1 on
number
that list?
1, I don't. No. I think it was on the last one.
Rotten
Number
Tomato
number
score?
1, 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Leave No Trace.
Really?
No trash.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
get to catch that one. It was at the
100
indie theater up here. But
got it.
So that one's the
Solid
one with the
100.
father and daughter. He's like basically.
they're
like-
homeless.
Yeah.
They
They're
live off the
campers.
grid.
Yeah.
They live
and
off the
then
grid.
and then they get reported,
Mhm.
and they have to go and
Adjust to
re-civilize.
life
But
and-
then
I
they're
like
like,
it.
fuck this shit. And, yeah,
Cool. It's a cool plot.
Just let people live off the fucking
if
grid.
that's what they want.
If
So
that's
that's what
what
that
they
movie's
do.
about.
What was number
Wow.
2?
Number 2 is McQueen.
Oh,
A
it's
personal
doc.
look at the story. Yeah, it's a documentary. Alexander McQueen. He's an artist.
Yeah.
And
Was
he made
did
a
design-
tragic.
did he
Yeah, he's a
design?
fashion guy.
Fashion
Yes.
designer.
He was a
right?
fashion
Fashion designer.
designer.
Ooh,
that
I want to see that one too. I remember wanting to see that one.
I'll watch it just for the outfits.
It was
alone.
actually a good trailer.
Crazy and awesome.
I know. Alexander
No.
McQueen's one of my favorite
Yeah.
he got
designers.
hit a tragic end.
Oh, he had a
So,
tragic
yeah,
end.
So
Uh-huh.
that's the. And then number 3, another doc.
Another
Won't
doc.
You Be My Neighbor?
All right.
Got a
That one's gonna make me
99.
cry.
Nice, nice. We got Fallout,
And then
right?
Fallout, and it's mostly docs because then the number 5
was a good
is
summer for
3
docs.
identical strangers.
That movie
I heard
was,
was really
Was it good?
amazing. That movie
Awesome.
was phenomenal.
I want
I'm-
to see that.
Yeah, you got to see it.
I wanna
It's-
watch that.
It's an
Definitely
incredible
watch
true
plot
story.
is-
I heard it had this
I
like
have
crazy
never heard
twist
of it.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be evil
3
to
triplets
spoil that.
that
twist.
Okay.
You gotta see that
So
movie.
it's basically, and then okay, yeah, that's enough.
That's good.
I like it.
Because it twists and yeah, I even got spoiled by some. I was like,
Oh, that's a bummer.
I don't know,
Yeah,
what the,
no,
I don't
I
know
still
what
wanna
the
see it,
twist
though,
is.
but-
I don't
just-
really
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Spoilers don't really fuck with me.
Ooh.
Yeah, me either.
And we got Black
Black
Klansman.
Klansman.
Uh-huh.
Number
I really
6.
wanna see that.
See, these are, and then Beast. I've never even
What's
heard of
Beast?
It was about a girl that gets into a romantic relationship with this mysterious stranger who could be a criminal. I didn't see it. I saw a lot of trailers for it.
Yeah.
I
Huh.
didn't get to
Even see
catch
that.
it, unfortunately.
Interesting.
But yeah, I got a lot of critical acclaim.
Stranger Danger.
Apparently, yeah.
Beast. Feast.
Yeah.
No,
It was rated R.
That would be too real.
Yeah.
Yeah, period piece Uber driver. It's like a guy with like on a horse.
Your
I
Uber's
have a
here.
charger in
And
the
then
back
rounding out 8.
of my
We
horse's
got
butt.
Sorry to Bother You.
I
Okay.
heard good things about that.
That
one,
movie
too.
is incredible. It's nuts. It's off the wall. It's the
I
craziest
really
movie.
wanted
I've
to
ever
see that
seen.
one.
Is that's another one with a crazy twist on it, right? All these movies have.
Yeah,
Well, it's just crazy.
it starts pretty straightforward. Then
Yeah.
when it starts hitting the second act, it starts unwinding the third act. It's nutty. It's crazy. You got to see it. No spoilers.
It's one of the, and the critics' consensus is fearlessly ambitious, scathingly funny, and thoroughly original. Sorry to Bother You loudly heralds the arrival of fresh filmmaking talent in writer-director Boots Riley.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a good debut, and it's
Cool.
we hope to see more from him.
Freaking
Number
incredible.
9, RBG,
Okay. Ruth Bader.
I wanna see
Ruth
that
Bader
too.
Ginsburg, and number 10 is Incredibles 2.
Incredibles
Oh.
too.
Very
That's our
nice.
top 10. And
Ironically,
that's-
don't
with-
really
with
care about
Crazy
that
Rich
one.
Asians coming in at 11.
Nice, nice. Okay, so one thing. There's a lot of weird names this summer.
It's true.
Yeah, crazy names. Crazy Rich Asians, all sorts of crazy stuff. You won't get far in foot.
And then
or
Pooh Bear.
whatever.
We got
And
Pooh
then
Bear.
Pooh Bear.
Aw.
Crazy Rich Asians and Pooh Bear.
And then all the rest of the stuff up here too. Disney, ruled the box office yet again. If you include all the Marvel stuff and Star Wars,
Well, Solo didn't do so hot.
Solo
That's
didn't do
the
that
only
at all.
one, though.
That was the thing
It
where
did- it didn't go through the roof like every other.
I think it made over.
Everybody was like, "That's way too soon for it to be anything good. There's just no way."
Hey, I'll tell you what. It was a good palate cleanser from The Last Jedi.
I liked it.
Here's the
I
thing.
didn't hate
I
it.
disagree with the Last Jedi thing,
hate
but I actually did kind of like Solo.
I liked
great.
both
Yeah.
of them. I had no problems.
I
with
like
either one
Last
of them.
Jedi. I didn't like Solo.
I had
liked
no
Last
interest
Jedi.
whatsoever in seeing it, so I didn't.
You know,
That's fine.
And I think it only made like a little over $250,000, which is crazy for Disney
For
for Star
them.
He
Wars.
didn't
They're
like
like,
The
"Oh my
Last
God."
Jedi because it's about a girl.
oh no!
Probably.
I love Ray.
Probably.
Ray is my favorite character.
I'm never
We needed
letting you
more
live that
Ray.
down.
We're not
No,
gonna
you're
let you
never
live it
living
down,
that down. That's
Never start with that when disliking something.
I'm never getting a job now.
Probably true.
Speaking of diversity,
You're one of those guys, aren't you?
Diversity was a big thing this
I don't want to
summer.
be that
even
guy,
talk
but I
to
am.
women
so.
anymore.
Aw.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
It's not a cool thing to joke about.
Oh, are your male feelings hurt?
Man.
All right, let's move on.
I'm sorry.
Hot dog.
Just joking, right? Right.
God. Oh my God.
We're gonna take a break.
Aw.
That's
Aw.
fine.
Is he really- oh, I was joking.
I don't know.
We know.
Let's move on to the next thing. Diversity was our next part, where we have 1 billion black films coming out this summer. Maybe not 1 billion, but
I like
a lot more than normal.
We were just kidding.
Yeah, I don't seriously judge him for his opinion of
I don't
one
think
show.
anybody's
It's fine.
mad at you, so
fine.
I wouldn't
Okay.
worry about it, other than him.
He definitely hates me, but it's okay. He'll grow out of it.
It's fine.
No problem.
Maybe.
Black Klansman. Sorry to bother you. You want to move back to the last slide? No,
No.
the previous slide.
He's gonna be on Reddit right away.
Yeah.
We can't
I
stop.
feel really bad.
I didn't know
I-
it was
I
serious.
don't.
Sorry.
I don't.
It's okay. Well, we
Don't
could
feel
discuss it if you guys want.
I feel bad that I do feel bad that his feelings were that hurt, but don't.
No.
I mean, taking a stance that was pretty. I don't know. Don't start like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He clearly had like a strong opinion towards.
I think his opinion probably. I mean, it probably was more about him. Just I don't know because I don't
Sure.
know Doctor Who, so I don't have an opinion on it.
I'm
Yeah, I
already
don't know
bored
what I
talking about
I
it.
don't-
So anyway.
All right.
He doesn't feel like talking about it.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
move on to
sorry.
the
That
next
hurt my
slide.
heart a little bit that he was that upset.
Aw.
Anyway,
I
move
know.
on.
Me too.
Move on to the
Anyway.
next slide, please. All right. Documentaries obviously killed this summer.
God.
And it was like 3 or
There were a
4
lot
of
of
the
them.
movies from top 10,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
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 And that includes indies because a lot of documentaries are basically indie films.
Pretty much. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Yeah. That's
Is there such
mostly-
thing as
it's
like major documentaries?
maybe like Bowling for Columbine or something like
Which
that?
is also we have
Oh,
Fahrenheit
yeah.
11/9 coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. New Michael.
451?
No,
that's the
no.
book.
He's
That's
it's
that's
a
the new
Michael-
HBO original. That's
Oh,
a
okay.
book about books.
Yeah, I was like, that's
or a
the
movie
book.
about books. Fahrenheit 451 or 11/9 is the new Michael Moore film,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of a sequel to Fahrenheit 9/11.
Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
been
Is that,
getting,
well, I mean, in that Fahrenheit 9/11 was all about Bush.
right,
Now
Okay.
this is all about Trump.
right. And so yeah, all right. Let's move on to our next slide. Let's palate cleanser.
Here we go.
Ah, this is me.
This is you.
This is
Yeah.
me. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull stuff up and read straight from it because that's how we do things here. If this surprises you, welcome. So top there, Loki and Scarlet Witch. So there is a report that they could be getting their own shows on Disney's streaming service. Disney really, really wants you to sign up for their streaming service.
It's almost enough for me to get it.
You know what? Yeah,
Maybe.
kind of.
$5 a month or something.
But apparently it's supposed to be incredibly
I didn't
expensive.
even know about this.
What?
Like
Yeah.
there's
No.
no, not to sign up. I mean what the budgets,
Yeah.
what
The
they're
budget.
doing
Yeah, yeah.
for this. So 2 planned shows revolve around Loki and then Wanda with Tom Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen. And what am I trying to say here? They're expected to cost a princely sum, with the cost of each series rivaling those of a major studio production, according to Variety. And on top of that, each 6 to 8 episode long series will be overseen by Kevin Feige. Better to mesh all of this stuff together, so it all still sort of really stays in that same universe, which I think is really freaking cool. I think they're doing more than just those 2. They're looking at other characters that have not had their own standalone movies yet.
Yeah, so it's basically focusing more on the people that haven't had a lot of focus.
Yes.
For instance, like Scarlet Witch was barely in Infinity War.
Yes.
I don't even know if she talked.
Despite she did,
She did talk? Okay.
yes, despite being one of the most powerful characters in
I know,
that
she's
film.
so badass.
She's really
Yeah.
badass.
And I think so. There's going to be more than just those 2, but they're really hyping those 2. I think because those are the 2 that people are really like.
excited about.
I will come watch.
Well,
this.
it's everybody's favorite like villain,
Yep.
right? Loki. And then honestly, Elizabeth Olsen might be one of my favorite actors in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
Yep.
I do wonder though if that's a contract thing, or
If they have to, they have to do
fulfilling-
this.
Yeah, because
Could be.
Tom Hiddleston's a movie star.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a movie star, and so I guess Elizabeth.
Wasn't
Olsen
it?
for all
Didn't they
that
make it a
also.
big deal after Infinity War that like all their contracts were basically running out, and that was
Something
Like,
along those lines.
Yeah.
But I think, well, it was more about they're making room for more characters.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, there's better people than Loki.
And I think
I don't know about Scarlet Witch, but I mean,
moving
like,
on to the next
but
generation.
they're trying to
but-
like
I mean, that makes sense, but I also feel like there's a huge subset of fans who are like, we want shit focused on Loki. Like
Right.
the amount
Yeah.
of focus on him is insane.
Yeah.
Like nobody he's not dead.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
refuse to believe this.
Right.
And he is a really interesting character. I mean, we don't have a lot of chaotic neutral characters
Sure.
in the movie universe, and that's really fun to watch. Somebody who could at any moment go either direction.
Is chaotic neutral like
A D&D
I
term.
thought it was. Is that just a D&D term?
It's a D&D term.
Or is it outside of the D&D world? Because that is exactly what Loki is.
I think it's
Now
outside
it's
now.
outside.
Okay,
But
I
it
only
was
knew it from-
originally it was part of the alignment grid.
Yeah, gotcha.
And it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice nerd pool.
Yeah. And then the next one is Disney confirms that when they take over for Fox, that they're going to be taking over the X-Men franchise.
Okay.
I forgot about
After
that.
this merger. Yes.
Interesting.
And that Kevin Feige again and Marvel Studios would take the lead on the X-Men, but they're not really sure if they would reboot it, if they would try to tie it into the current MCU, or like how they would really deal with that.
I thought maybe I read somewhere that
like it.
it's that he doesn't want to separate
Yeah.
yeah
them
necessarily. So I don't know.
who was speaking.
Whatever happens, there's going to be Wolverine toys.
The Disney CEO.
There's always going to be
The CEO of Disney said that it only makes sense. I want to be careful here because of what's been communicated to the Fox folks, but I think they know it only makes sense for Marvel to be supervised by one entity, that there shouldn't be two Marvels.
Why does Fox need to know once they sell it? They don't have any hand in any of this, right?
No, but they haven't sold it technically yet.
Right.
I'm just glad it's
So
not
maybe
the other
that's
way
why?
around. That would be weird.
They don't want
That
them
would
to
be
go
weird.
off and make something
If
where
Fox buys Disney,
Yeah.
then we all know that everything is over.
it's going to
And they also don't know
And
if
it's all a
Deadpool
lie.
is going to become an Avenger or how they're going to deal with that.
I
But
love
I
Deadpool.
do really, really deeply want a Deadpool Spider-Man crossover.
I love
Deadpool.
that.
I know
Sure.
a lot of
so
people were
much.
pissed that X-Force died. That was a spoiler. I'm sorry. I should have probably.
It was
I probably
really
should
good.
have
It was really good.
said something.
What?
But I think people were pissed that like we didn't get because we thought we were going
didn't
to
get
get
very
that.
long
That
with
was
them.
going to be the next.
That
thing.
was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
it was
was
like
really
the
good.
best death scene
I
I've
know.
ever seen.
It's there.
Brad Pitt's face.
Yeah, the Vanisher. Oh God,
Big
everything
spoiler.
about that was so amazing.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
X-Force
All right,
seems a little derivative, but all right.
I'm down. Thank you, Disney, for doing the things.
Yeah.
I'm all right with
It
it.
looks
I'm
good.
I'm all right with our
Yep.
with our cinematic overlords.
Yeah. They rule it all, and they've done it well. Yeah, so far,
So far,
more or less.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to our next slide, please. All right, the Emmys.
Emmys.
What's going on?
Well, it was hosted by Colin Jost. I don't know how to say his
I don't
last name.
remember. Yeah.
Jost and Michael Shea.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's right.
You sounded
Mhm.
kind of like him when you said that.
I did that on purpose. So the director, outstanding directing for a comedy series. I can't read that far away, but this is awesome. I just watched this series.
Oh,
I
it's
love
so
it.
good.
The Marvelous
You're like
Miss
the
Maisel.
person for this. series.
Yes,
You
I
gotta watch
love
it.
it.
This movie's for you.
so
It's
good.
so
Or the
good.
show.
The show was made for me and about me.
You are the marvelous
Obviously.
Mrs.
About
Maisel.
a
There we go.
female
Clearly,
stand-up comedian
I lived
in the
in-
1950s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch it.
No,
Is it
it's
the
great.
50s?
It is great to watch because when she bombs for the first time, she's like, "I'm funny. What is this?" Like I don't. And
I
she
like
wants to
that
quit.
part. Yeah.
And then it shows her because a lot of people think, or at least before I started doing stand up, I thought that people were just making stuff up which is good. It's supposed to look that way, and sometimes you do.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot of repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and making it better. And it shows her doing that.
You are
and
very good at making everything look improvised, and I know now
Thanks.
you're an improviser too.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Great stand-up. Go watch her. She's great.
She is.
Thanks.
You are.
I am.
I am.
Own it.
My name was on the guild. I am.
It's true. It was. I mean, it was my birthday, and I asked them to do that.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, my name was in lights. All right. Next,
Oh, nice.
the outstanding directing for drama series. The winner was The Crown. directed by
Okay.
Stephen Daldry. Is that how you say it? Daldry.
Maybe
That was up
Daldry,
against
something like that.
Daldry. Oh, is that an L?
Yeah.
Dude,
It
I
might
need new
be an L.
glasses bad.
Yeah.
And I need to
think
know
need-
names,
I
you
need
know?
some glasses probably.
Yeah.
Because it looks like daydream in here.
But that's cool. That was up against Game of Thrones twice.
Yeah.
It really was.
And
What's your different
Ozark
directors?
twice. And
And The Handmaid's
oh, man.
Tale.
It was up
Handmaid's
against
Tale.
some hard stuff, and I've never watched The Crown or Game of Thrones.
I've never seen
The
The
Crown's
Crown.
really good.
Is
I
that the
haven't
one?
either.
I'm sorry that I'm.
I think Jess is the only
stupid,
one that's
but
seen
is that
it.
the
What's the
one
Crown
about
about,
the
Jess?
queen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I was
yes.
like, I don't even want to finish the word because I might be way
Claire
wrong.
Foy. Claire Foy's
Cool.
amazing.
I have heard really good things about that, so that makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah,
Sweet.
so that was against the Game of Thrones, Handmaid's Tale, Ozark, and Stranger Things.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that
a
is tough.
pretty tight
Yeah,
pool.
that's a pretty
yeah.
type rule.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Click.
I like it.
Jesus.
All right, much smaller. You want me to take over?
Yeah, go for it.
All
I
right,
mean,
just because it's tiny.
Yes, it's
Outstanding writing for a comedy series. That's
Again.
Amy Sherman Palladino for Marvelous Mrs.
Did she
Maisel.
create
Awesome.
that?
That was for the pilot.
for the pilot
She,
alone.
she made that. That's like her series, though,
wrote
right?
it.
Like,
I don't think I knew that until right this very moment.
I don't know. No, I didn't know. I don't know.
She did, and she.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Is also
Well, if she wrote the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's also the creator of
Creator.
Gilmore
that's what I mean,
Girls.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh,
See,
snap.
if
Okay.
someone had, if I had realized that before watching it, I would have probably looked at it differently. Because I
Really?
mean, don't get me wrong, I liked the Gilmore Girls, but like looking back, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, I see. what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
this
hard to
is a
watch.
great, like, well, and it didn't really go that deep. I mean, maybe it did. Maybe I was just too young. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you were seeing, but also like as the show goes on too, you start to see more of like the relationship between what are the
Yeah.
names?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rory and
Rory.
Lorelai.
I mean, I guess it did, yeah.
Ladies immediately.
Lorelai.
Rory and Lorelai.
You guys said it like it was like just living in your brain.
It's
It does. I haven't even
is.
seen the whole series, and
it's
I know
living
it.
in my brain. It's pop culture.
Did you guys watch the new series or the new
Uh-huh.
Nope.
new season?
Oof.
I never finished
wasn't
the
it
old
a-
one,
wait,
so I
what are we
can't watch
talking
the new one yet.
Never.
The new season that was on Netflix of
Gilmore Girls? I
Yeah.
thought it was a movie, which was horrible, by the way. I watched a little bit of it. There's
I
a movie.
didn't hate it, but I
Oof.
do think that Rory has always just not been a great character. Like she's
Yeah.
always just kind of an idiot. So
True.
she's
she's
always been an idiot.
I don't know about
Lorelai's kind
idiot,
of
but
a
she's
mess.
definitely just like
Lorelai's a mess, but she's funny and she's kind of.
Rory just doesn't
Yeah.
actually really
Yeah.
care about anyone.
That's
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
about Rory. She's
But
kind of
she's like her mom had her when she was 16 and spoiled the fuck out of her. So
right.
True.
Right.
go to Harvard, bitch.
What are we
Wait, is that where
watching?
she ends up at?
I
Is it
think
Harvard?
so. That's what she
What are we-
wanted, so
Or
she
something
got
like
it.
Where are we going?
Outstanding
Anyway.
writing for a drama series.
Oh,
Uh,
John Mulaney. Fuck yes.
Okay, wait, that was
Sorry,
right.
that was the wrong.
That was the
way
wrong
place.
one. Yeah, you're
that was
ahead of
down.
it.
I just saw his name.
For
I
a drama
love that guy.
series,
Sorry.
Joe Fields and Joe Weinsberg for The Americans.
Oh.
I haven't actually
okay.
watched.
Watch
I've
that,
heard good
yeah.
things, but I
I've
haven't
heard
watched.
nothing but good things about
Yeah.
it.
Wait, what network is that on?
Oh, it was up
FX.
against
FX.
Killing Eve too.
It's on
That's
FX?
awesome.
Yeah, it was up against Killing Eve, The Crown, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. Stranger Things just didn't make it out, did
It's
it?
a tough act to follow.
Man, it's yeah.
Outstanding writing for a variety special.
There it is, John Mulaney.
Yeah.
I fucking love him. I've
Me
loved
too.
him forever.
Yes.
He's only gotten better.
Yeah,
Yes.
his
It's
special's
just great.
called Kid
And
Gorgeous.
you know what?
At Radio
I've
He
City.
beat Steve Martin and Martin Short. I've never seen any of those, so I don't know how good they are. but-
He is one of the most professional, not just because he dresses fancy, professional comedians I've ever seen. I've seen him at, I didn't get to watch, unfortunately, but I've seen him at clubs, and like the guy, he's not gonna, you're not gonna find him being a stupid comic. I'll just tell you that.
He's
Yeah.
like,
He's a good
oh, I
dude.
see what you're saying, like outside of.
Yeah, he's
actually
not
doing
gonna.
comedy.
Yeah, well, and
Gotcha.
or just even like right before the stage or right after. Like
Right,
he
right.
is a comic through and through. He's a writer. He has ideas to share with the world that the world agrees
He's
with.
one of the people that he's one of the stand-ups that doesn't make it look improvised, but he does it in his own way. That's kind of special, honestly. Whereas a lot of these other comics that we're talking about here, Patton Oswalt, it sounds like he's just talking to you, like he's having a conversation. Whereas Mulaney's like it's a show.
He's a show,
You're
yeah.
you're
It's a
watching
show.
a show. Yeah,
He's
you
a
came to the show.
performer,
right?
for sure, through
Right.
and through, and he knows that he presents himself that way. He speaks that way, but he also has good things to say that are hilarious. I know this isn't from this special, but the happy birthday sign is
Yes.
always funny.
I was just thinking about that.
It's just always funny, which is where you always run out of space,
and you
and
forget
yet
the
and
lesson
then you
that
forget
you just learned with happy.
giant because it just sums up America in one happy birthday sign.
And lastly, outstanding writer for a limited series, movie, or dramatic special, Black Mirror, USS
Mirror.
Callister.
Cool.
Nice.
We've been
I liked that
The
episode.
modern Twilight Zone.
yeah,
Definitely.
perfectly put. Speaking
So
of
much so. The
Yeah.
Twilight Zone's coming back.
coming back,
Bam, bam, bam,
that's
bam.
right. We're gonna watch the.
I love the original
teaser.
Twilight Zone. You guys should watch it
Who's
for sure.
narrating it again?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, no, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think he's also like directing it and creating it
sure.
and writing
He's
for
got a
it.
hand
He's
in it.
actually every character in it. That's
Yeah.
what makes it so crazy.
That's what makes it the Twilight
I'd
Zone.
have to say I'd still watch it. You know.
I would.
I would
At least
too.
one
Yeah.
episode.
You'll see a
Yeah.
teaser of it at the end of this show.
Woo!
Let's move on to our next. There's a
if
couple
I
more
make
things
it,
from the
oh my
Emmys. Next slide, please. All right, so extending supporting actress. We'll just go through them real quick. Thandie Newton from Westworld. She's great.
Cool.
Extending supporting actor for a drama series, Peter Dinklage. Game of
Nice.
Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah,
Has he
he's-
won before?
Well
I
done,
don't know.
Peter.
Is this his
I don't
first
think so. I think this
thing?
might be his.
I definitely think
first
he's the
one.
best character.
This
Oh,
is the biggest
absolutely.
twin.
The only
He's really,
not
yeah.
completely
Yeah.
despicable character.
Yep.
Outstanding lead actress in a drama series, Claire Foy.
Very
Hey,
Nice.
well
good.
done.
An outstanding lead actor in a drama series, Matthew Reese from The Americans.
Okay.
The only one we don't know here. Sorry. Let's move on to
Jason
our next
Bateman
slide.
was on there.
Right?
Oh, actually,
Ozark was pretty
Brown.
good though.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The next slide is not really a slide, but it's actually this little picture that's going to pop up. Did you guys hear about the reparation Emmys? This was a part of the Emmys. The host that we were talking about earlier, he was going out giving. It was a kind of a bit that they were doing. Here's reparations for the Emmys, and that we know that we haven't been very inclusive in the past,
Right.
and so he went up to all these very, very famous, now older black actors,
Nice.
and gave out quote unquote reparation Emmys,
Awesome.
such as John Witherspoon for the Wayans brothers. Actually, it
Yeah.
was for the Jeffersons, I think. But he's
Was it?
yeah, but he was on the Wayans
Wow.
brothers.
Yeah. That's that. That was probably like his biggest thing.
Yeah. Other than the Jeffersons was bigger. No, am I making
Well,
that
I mean,
up?
his
Was
involvement.
this
Gotcha.
done in all earnestness?
No, it was a
Okay.
bit.
It was. They were
Because
giving.
I was like,
them-
this
it
is
wasn't
gonna,
like-
this is
I know,
rubbing
it's-
me slightly the wrong
If
way.
it's a
Right,
bit,
right.
then no.
Right.
I
But
don't
it was done.
know.
It was all comedic and it was very
Okay,
funny. And
okay,
they had
okay.
oh my God, what's his name there? Urkel.
That picture doesn't make it look good.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
Thanks, white man.
yeah. That's really what I needed, a reparation.
Yeah,
Emmy
that's
from
like
the
when
white
we
guy.
put Indians on the reservations. I feel like that. Was that too hard? Was that too cold? That's New Mexico. I just feel like that's what that looks like.
That's what that looks
terrible.
like.
I
It's
just
not
turned
good.
red. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm too close to
Terrible.
actual reservations to
Yeah.
say something like that.
Also too white.
No, I'm just saying
It
that's
looks
like
bad.
I mean, that's yeah.
looks bad,
It
right,
looks
Sam?
bad. That's just like putting them on reservations was bad.
Right,
I
right,
mean,
right, right.
I'm just like, I think it's more funny just because like the whole idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's a bit.
Well, yeah. That's what I mean. Like, they would never do that anyway in real life. So I'm just
I know,
like, it's
that's
not like it's
true.
yeah.
That's true.
It's-
Yeah.
That's why it's even more funny.
Right.
Oof.
All right, let's move on to our next slide, which is our last one. Which
I can
includes,
literally see that my cheeks. turn red.
outstanding lead. Or did we do this one? No, we didn't. Outstanding lead actress in a comedy series, Rachel Brosnan.
I like her a lot.
Marvelous Mrs.
Brosnan.
Maisel.
Yep.
Brosnahan. Thank you.
Brosnan.
Outstanding
Oh.
lead
She's so
actor
good. She did great.
in a
She's
comedy
great.
series,
Yep.
Bill Hader and Barry.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Which has been getting so much buzz.
Yeah.
So much buzz.
A lot of people.
And
are talking about
another
it.
win for the. Okay.
An outstanding drama series,
Past that.
Game of Thrones, got the ultimate and all be all of the Emmys, as well as outstanding comedy series for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes.
Marvelous Mrs.
They
Maisel made out.
swept.
She
Yeah.
Wow.
fucking.
They
when
kinda
does the second
swept.
season come out? I have
That's
no
awesome.
They
idea.
did.
I'm
That's
very
a lot.
excited. I don't know when
Okay,
it comes out.
and then
It's
this
like
next
Handmaid's Tale last year.
this next little thing is about Atlanta. If any of you've seen this,
Oh yeah.
you want to give us some information on that?
So he's a character. Teddy Perkins is a character in season 2, and so they just decided to play up a little joke because, well, in the series, Teddy Perkins is played by Donald Glover,
Gotcha.
and then now they had Donald Glover at the Emmys, and then they would switch, and it would switch to the character of Teddy Perkins,
Right,
and then it would switch back, and then be Donald Glover just sitting there, like, what's up? And then they finally took a picture together, so everybody's trying to wonder who actually was Teddy Perkins, and they think it's Lakeith Stanfield. I hope I'm saying it.
That
right.
sounds right to me. Yeah.
Like he's his own rising star, but he's really excellent and he's funny.
That
as
Teddy
shit on
Perkins
that
looking
show.
dude is creepy.
It's the whole thing.
I thought he was here.
You thought this was him?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he's like skin wrapped in skull.
Yeah.
Or skull wrapped in skin.
I
But
think
they
that's
don't,
what you meant.
nobody's
Yeah,
nobody's
that's what I meant.
confirmed or denied. They just say it was Teddy.
That's kind of cool. I like that they did their own little bit.
Right.
Yeah, that's fun.
I like
it. Yeah, and
little
I wonder if the
Andy
Emmy. I
Kaufman.
don't think the Emmys was in on it. I think this was their
No,
thing.
not at all. Like,
Yeah.
Just that.
Of
It wouldn't
course
even.
not.
That's why it got attention. They noticed.
Donald
it.
Glover would not clue the Emmys into something like that.
No.
That's true.
That's
not
not
very
his.
Donald
That is
That's
not
his
woke.
style. He's like, we're just gonna fuck with everyone.
Yeah.
You down?
Yeah.
Let's
Cool.
do it.
Let's do it.
Well,
I feel
it's-
like Donald Glover probably wish, I don't know, the word, I probably shouldn't have used the word woke. Like, I feel like it's too, I don't know, never mind.
Anyway.
Now I'm scared to say anything. You don't trust me anymore.
No, it's funny.
Bullshit, you don't trust me anymore. I can see it in your face.
He screams it a lot. He yells, "Stay woke!" And
Right, and then a bunch of
fantastic
people
song.
that are asleep started yelling it. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like
all right,
me.
That was the Emmys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna
that
die.
happened this past Monday.
Cool. I'm happy for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
awesome.
really
Yeah,
good show.
that's really cool.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And then
So good.
Game of
It's
Thrones
good for
seems
some
like it was like that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the
how
last
many,
season
how, many,
was
how many have they won?
controversial.
Like, how many?
Is that?
Well,
All
last
of
year they
them.
were out.
I've not watched it. Is it that?
I've
good?
never watched it.
It's,
I've
it's
never either.
the best show on television.
I
pretty
watched
fantastic.
one
Is it
episode and it
really?
made me feel cold
Okay.
because it
I think
was
you should
very
just give it a
snowy.
shot.
That's
I've
all.
seen an
That's
episode
all.
or two.
That's all I got
It's
out of it.
like-
It's literally all I got out of it.
Season?
You have to start from the beginning,
Yeah.
from
Okay.
episode 1, and watch
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And
It
then
gets
it's-
better and
Then it's
better.
I don't
amazing.
think I have.
I'm
that
sure I would
amazing.
love it
It's-
if I watched it.
It's
Right.
I'm
more
sure I
10
would.
times more grandiose than like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
As far as
But
like
that
how
doesn't make me want to watch it.
I don't
See,
know
that's
what's
my
going-
problem.
There's some really good
That's my
acting in
problem.
it. I will
Well,
say that.
yeah, there's some fantastic actors
Yeah.
in it, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of skippy. Let's move forward.
All right.
It's not really a trailer, it's a teaser. It doesn't really have anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That made me less interested.
All right, so
Aw.
if anyone's fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender, this was
That's
huge ass
Really
news this
pretty
week.
image.
Our
really
producer's
beautiful.
really excited. He's staring me right in the eyes because you didn't know about it prior to coming here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
This is the live action
What?
announcement.
Wait.
What?
It's a live action announcement for
How?
Avatar: The Last Airbender, by the same original creators. Two
CGI.
dudes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember
So
their
it's
names.
not really live action.
It is going to start filming in January of next year. And this is right after the Dragon Prince just dropped, which is their new Netflix
Let's
original.
hope it's
I feel
not as
like
bad as the M.
I'm
Night
the
Shyamalan.
Well, it's not a
actual-
movie, though,
yeah,
right?
I
No,
feel like
serious.
I'm the
Serious.
So
actual
there you go.
personification of that meme where they're like, "New Avatar, open the gate," and they're like, "It's live action, close the gate." By the same creators, open the gate a little bit.
That's just it. That's just it. It's-
Because I was like, no, I was burned so badly before.
Right.
I
Yeah.
have no hope for this. Like, if I keep my expectations really low.
But look how pretty.
Well, it wasn't, and then the movie wasn't the creators.
No,
no.
You know,
No.
so I
I
mean,
know.
it's bad. That's more like, man, you know, let's go. They're like, come on, let's
and
go.
the
Let's
creators
do it right.
made a statement saying something like, "We promise not to whitewash
yeah,
this film."
yeah, like
Thank
they're
you.
like, yeah, they're like, no,
Thank
we're
you.
gonna-
None
we're-
of them were white.
Because honestly, the idea of a live action done right, Avatar seems like
That
it would
is
be awesome
right?
and amazing.
It does.
So I mean, I wouldn't put it to bed. I mean, you know, oh, it was a bad movie. You know, well, fuck, come on, let's do it.
And that
Let's
was a
do it
long
right.
time ago.
Yeah.
And it was, M.
was a
Night.
while ago.
Nobody
M. Night-
even nobody even remembers, and nobody cares. M. Night Shyamalan's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
now, so,
He's got his own superhero
Yeah,
trilogy.
yeah, he's
thing.
cooking.
And this is just concept artwork, by the way. This is actually.
Already,
Well, it's
I'm already
beautiful.
on board. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great.
Well, there
so-
better be a levitating monster.
They better, there better be all. Like they
Definitely
should
will
throw
be.
it all in
Yeah.
there if they're gonna do it.
He's a snuggle bear.
A
that
sweet
cute little guy.
monster.
Remember what they were called, the creatures? Bison. It's a
Flying
bison,
bison.
yeah.
Oh, that's a
That's the
regular
name of the
animal, though.
creature.
I know.
But he has like multiple more legs than regular bison do.
And he's also
Yeah.
like
6.
enormous. He's like
Yeah.
a whale.
6 legs.
He also flies.
And fly.
Yeah,
That's kind of
that's
a
the
big
part I
deal.
forgot.
I guess that does
Well,
separate him
bison
from a
can fly.
regular
We
bison.
just don't ever
Because
see
he
it.
True.
looks like
We just don't see
Ludo
it.
from the
He
Labyrinth.
does look like Ludo.
A little bit. Yeah, that's
He's
true.
real cute.
Yep, I just want to see Aang in all his glory. So
Sure.
I
looking
would. I
forward to
mean,
that.
now that we've got really good special effects too, I'm really excited to see all the bending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
have some Asian actors. Please. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah.
No more white actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rufio.
Rufio. All right, let's move on to our next one. Who's that?
Oh, hey.
Pre-tomatoes. So that's me, isn't it?
Nope, it's not
no?
pre.
Oh, this is post. Okay.
Yeah.
It's very confusing sometimes.
Because
Post, pre,
post comes
you know,
before.
pre.
Pre.
Yeah, that's
Pre.
confusing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so this is
could see that
not
being-
me.
Coming soon now with Post Tomatoes, which always comes before.
Pre-tomatoes.
There you go.
Right.
This
That's
week
right.
we got. I'm sorry. Last week we were talking about the newest film and television new things coming out. So what came out last week, Jess?
The First, which is a series on Hulu.
Yes.
And also the movie Slice, which looks awesome.
Mm-hmm,
Predator, which was meh. You can see our review on YouTube here
Mm-hmm.
of Predator. And The Dragon Prince, which is the creators of the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's right.
So
Our producer saw it. What would you have given it? Critical score. High 60s, low 70s. That's not great. That's not great.
Okay.
All right, let's see what
That's
they
not great.
actually gave it. The first we thought was going to be a 75% collectively.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It got a 63% critically and a 69 audience. So
okay,
that's pretty close.
We weren't too far.
Yeah, we weren't.
All right.
Yeah, that's like a borderline not really watchable.
But I don't
Okay.
think it. Well, we didn't get enough of it. I think.
We all we knew is he was going to Mars.
Just yeah. I mean, I'd have to like see it to really. You
Right,
know,
right.
But
Yeah.
To actually get what's
I
going
didn't, I didn't. Yeah. This is what I thought. Go. You know.
Yeah. Slice, which looked like an indie film, kind of. That's Chance the Rapper,
Action.
by the way.
Oh fuck yes.
Horror comedy.
That's
action.
exciting as fuck
That's
for
weird,
me because
right?
I went to high school with this dude that and middle school actually.
I literally
actually
thought you were
not
about to
high
say I
school.
went to high
Are you gonna
school
say
with
that
Chance the
look-
Rapper.
that
No,
look like
but
Chance the Rapper?
this dude that I went to middle school with actually it wasn't. I forgot he moved in high school. But anyway, he like directed his music videos and has come up with Chance.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, so I'm and I've seen
That's
his
rad.
like feed and stuff. He's living his dream and it's fucking awesome. I'm proud of
That's
him.
cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm terrible for not knowing what he did with this because it's something very important and big. But I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not gonna.
This was a comedy horror film that we thought looked pretty good, but we
Looks
weren't
real good.
sure that the critics were going to love it. So we gave it a 47. What did they actually get? A 60.
Hey.
That's not
So
bad.
yeah, we
Audience
aimed below.
55.
Oh, the
Wow.
critics liked it more than the audience.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Okay.
That doesn't happen often.
Well,
Right.
it looks very campy, and it's supposed to be campy, so I'm still gonna see it.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds great.
Well, I mean, yeah, how they don't. A lot of these don't really hit out of the box.
Right.
anyway,
Like the
so,
Goonies got a really
yeah.
low score on Rotten
And even I think
Tomatoes, so
even
come on.
It
I can't
does.
remember.
It's so sad. The Goonies has a low score.
yeah. That's what I'm. I mean, that's
It's
what
a
I mean. It's gonna, I
fantastic
think
bad
this
movie.
one had cult film written.
Well, that's
all over
like-
it,
I mean-
you know.
Shawshank Redemption flopped completely and is now considered
Like
one
a-
of the
Yeah.
best
Cult
movies.
classic
They
movie.
So it happens.
What, Clockwork Orange came out and everyone. And,
Well,
all
and a
these
lot of
other-
people still hate. I love it.
Right.
But
Yeah. But I mean,
yeah,
it's
its own
everyone.
thing.
Yeah, it's in the stratosphere now. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know
that's
about that.
Slice. Watch it, don't watch it. You let us know. The Predator, we thought was going to get a 45. This is prior to our review, which
Bad.
we ended up giving it like a D. We were in the D range, I think.
Yeah, C
generally.
minus.
So let's see what the critics thought of it. They got a
plus.
35.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
surprised it even
Yeah.
got 50% from the
I am
audience.
too.
Yeah.
It was bad.
I can see the audience liking more just because of the campiness and the. I mean, there was some fun parts. Surely.
Yeah, like
It
you
wasn't
know.
all
I've heard
bad.
nothing but bad things ever since the first one.
Well, the first one.
So I'm like, I haven't actually seen any of it.
The first one's
I have no desire.
Great. I mean, it is what it is. It's an Arnold action movie.
Yeah.
Is awesome to me.
Arnold.
Yep. If Arnold was in this one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Like if you just
that makes sense.
Uh-oh.
not
So-
here.
So anyway, scratch that. I didn't mean it anyway. So
And then the Dragon Prince we thought was going to be well loved. We gave it an 85, but the critics gave it a
Oh,
and the audience gave it a 90.
100%.
Wait,
Uh,
when does Rotten Tomatoes give 100%?
Not often.
they're
Not
slinging
often.
them now.
Holy shit.
Really, like
Oh,
hotcakes
it's because
or
of
like
the
hundreds
blue
and
ribbon
hundreds?
generation.
I will say
Was it
also,
really good?
Maybe.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but you just gave it like a 60.
He said critical score.
Oh, you were
He's
guessing
Rotten
critical.
Tomatoes
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
hard.
Oh.
I don't
What would you have given it
know that I've
personally?
ever seen a 100.
You would have given it 100? Damn. I watched the first
need to watch
episode
it.
recently, the pilot,
Sure.
and it was really
Wait,
good.
is it Netflix? All right.
what's it on?
Yeah.
Netflix.
It's a Netflix
All right.
original.
Ne-
If you're a
I'm still
fan of
home
Avatar:
watching.
The Last Airbender,
100?
the
I am.
lore is all there. Okay.
Oh, that's not even that long.
Nice.
Okay.
How long are the episodes?
30 minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
great!
Beautiful.
I'm just gonna binge it today.
Nice.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Dang.
there looks like a ton of lore attached to it. But you said
That's
it's less
Dragon
Game of
is
Thrones,
beautiful.
more D&D.
Yes.
I actually,
Nice.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
1,000% here for
excited
this.
to hear that.
I
Cool,
like
cool,
it.
cool. So yeah, that was the ones coming
Wow.
out last week, and this upcoming week, we got coming soon now with pre-tomatoes, which always comes after.
Post tomatoes.
You can see how that would be confusing.
It is
Could
confusing.
be
Uh,
very confusing.
I even confuse myself.
You confused yourself.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I
Whiskey.
wanna see
Oh
that.
no, you,
though
Melissa.
it's probably not that
Melissa,
great. What?
announcements. What's coming out this week?
We got the house with clocks in the walls.
Fucking the walls.
I couldn't see the little words. I just
Yeah?
know that I've seen the
Yeah.
preview for it. Yeah, the house with a clock in it in
Oh, heck
its
yeah.
walls.
Yeah, that sounds like a book
I
title.
Sorry,
This
man.
sucks.
I
I
mean,
saw a trailer for that and I was like,
You're
I will
into
say
it?
though,
It's
like
goosebumps.
as much I used
Yes.
to absolutely love Jack Black, and I have a hard time ever since I saw him freak out on getting dug with high. I don't know. I lost some trust in him, which is totally unfair. I mean, totally not fair. Everybody has their own reactions to things, but ever since then, I've seen him differently. I don't know.
Huh. Well, yeah, it happens.
It's not
yeah.
fair, but I still want to see that though.
Yeah. Do you
I
know
do
anything
wanna see
about
it.
the Sisters Brothers?
I know it's directed by I think it's his first English language movie.
Oh.
His name's
What?
Jacques Audiard. I don't know how
So
if I'm
French.
even saying it right. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's done some pretty this one I remember vividly was it's called the Beat My Heart Skipped.
Okay.
And it's about this guy. He's like a kind of like a bruiser, like a thug, like an enforcer guy.
Okay.
But then he's got he starts playing. He's really good at the piano, and it's it's like a little crime thing, and he's got stuff going on. And it's really like. It's real. I don't want to say it's like Tarantino, but because it's not. It's completely different. But I mean, the writing, the acting, just everything that's come together. They're really good, like French language movies.
Gotcha.
So this is like his first. It's a western, which I think a lot of foreign people have a lot of ideas about what
Westerns.
westerns are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's his first English language. He's got Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly.
This is an
And I haven't
interesting.
seen
I thought
Joaquin.
that was
I
John
feel
C.
like I've seen it in a
Reilly.
while.
Yeah,
That's John C. Reilly looking.
This is one of the oddest
rugged.
couples I've ever
Yep.
seen.
It looks
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm
The-
looking
the-
forward to
the,
it.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
trailer for it is so funny and
Yeah.
like crazy.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I
Joaquin's
love me some
turning
John C.
into
Reilly.
one of my favorite actors
Oh, yeah.
as
Oh, yeah.
time goes on.
And I'm
I
excited.
still don't like him.
No, not into him.
He is very strategic,
He's a
or
weird
not
dude.
strategic, but very. I don't know. He doesn't just do anything.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
No,
he's
that's-
very,
Definitely.
yeah.
He's really-
Strategically,
he's
yeah,
very
he's picky.
strategic,
Yeah.
picky, choosy.
Yeah, I'm
He's
excited
GIFs.
for the
Particular.
cast, and I'm excited for
Yeah.
the filmmaker.
Yeah,
So,
I'm-
I mean,
you know what, you
he's
just
a
sold me,
proven-
I'm watching
proven
this.
talent.
I want to watch the other movie that you were talking about. What was the name of it
The
again?
Beat My Heart Skipped.
The
Yeah,
Beat
and
My
then
Heart
there's one
Skipped.
before. I
It's a
can't
good
remember the
name
name
for
of
a
that
movie.
one,
That's
but
a great
they're all
name.
really good.
Jessica, you know this next one?
Life Itself, is that what it's called?
That's right.
Life
Yeah.
Itself, and it is from the creators.
That's
I
right.
guess of This Is Us,
Yeah.
which so
Yeah.
means I'm going to watch it and probably cry my eyes out.
saw the trailer for that.
Yeah,
This
That
is,
looks like-
real good.
a
I
lot of the
don't
same people
mean
that
this
made-
as an insult, but it might come off like one. But it looks like a movie that I would have rented. I used to rent when I was like
does look like-
15
It
or
does look
something.
like that.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
cover looks
That's-
exactly like that.
this
I mean, I
poster
totally
is
would have
not
been like, "This is
fantastic.
going to change my life." Like when I was like 15.
Is this the one where she's like, I love you, but I just don't think I'm
That's right.
capable of like being loved like this much.
This much, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
yes, I saw that and I was like, this is very clearly designed to tug at certain emotional strings of mine,
Sure.
but I'm still probably gonna watch it.
Yep.
Olivia.
I'll watch
I don't remember
It's
her
not
name.
Munn. It's
I'll watch it at a matinee
Wild?
alone.
Olivia Wilde.
Wilde?
Thank you.
Olivia
Yes.
Wilde.
Yes, yes.
I just Poe. It's Poe Dameron. I'll watch him in anything.
Sure, sure.
I want to watch Olivia and Poe.
Sure.
kiss.
Yeah, sure.
I'm into
Why
that.
not?
Kiss hard.
I'm
Kiss
into
with
that.
their pants.
They make a
into
good
that.
couple.
Gross.
I think I just said dry humping. I
Oh
may
my
have
God.
said dry
I
humping.
heard scissoring, but
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine.
Whatever you said is fine.
The last one, Stan.
it's not necessarily
Maniac.
gross. I just wasn't ready for that image in my head. That's all.
Maniac, Netflix series based off of
Heard weird things about
Norwegians. What did we?
Yeah, we landed
Something
on
like
something
that.
last week and then we lost.
And then we
it. Was it
forgot.
Norwegian.
I think
Swedish or Norwegian.
it's something
like
along
that.
those lines.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So this is the
One of those
the
happier
English
countries.
language. Kerry Fukunaga
Mhm.
from I guess his biggest thing is True Detective. So he's coming back. I don't know if he might be picking up the new Bond.
Oh,
Wow.
really? Has
So
his name
yeah,
been thrown in?
because Danny Boyle's out.
He's out.
Oh,
And
Emma
so they're looking
Stone.
for a new.
Jonah Hill.
But anyway, Kerry Fukunaga, his new series on
Heather again.
Netflix, Maniac. Yeah, Jonah Hill, Emma Stone,
Yeah.
weird, trippy kind of. They're in these weird like experiments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that's
in,
what
like,
happens
an
after Superbad.
institutional-
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
war
very
type
trippy.
thing.
I'm glad it's
and
on
we still-
Netflix. I wouldn't want to go to the
We
theater
still
to
don't
watch it.
know exactly what's going on, but
No,
it
I've,
looks good.
I've heard mixed responses about this, where the acting is really good, but that
Wait,
it itself is
it's
kind
not
of
out yet.
insane. Don't ask. I don't know. People must. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying.
Guild.
I
No, it could be
remember
that critics
reading
saw
their-
it or-
The
like,
people
critics
like the
and
Guild.
They were
That's
like,
probably
it's
the
kind of a mess, but it's a crazy
Well, it's
mess
called
that we
Maniac.
kind of enjoy.
Oh.
Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Maniac.
Yeah, I
That's
could
true.
see
That's
that.
a good point. It's a good point.
And I always think
I gotta
something
bounce. I gotta bounce.
Okay. All right. Bye, Melissa.
Bye, Melissa.
Yeah.
Yay.
So the scores now. Let's just go through them real quick. House of Clock on Swallows. I don't expect high ones.
I don't
I
think
don't
it's
either.
No.
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 So let's go with like a 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's even like
Sure.
Okay.
going too high, but sure.
Jess, you
No,
want to scoot
30
over to
sounds
even
good.
things out? Or
Yeah.
just into this one?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Or I can
Just move it. Just
scoot.
move over the chair. Yeah. The Sisters Brothers. Based on the other one.
I think it could be good, high critical, like maybe
Yeah.
75, 80,
Okay.
something like that.
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
say it did kind of feel like a Coen Brothers movie
A little
when I was
bit
watching the
and
trailer.
yeah, it's him as a
Nice.
filmmaker's got a little bit of
Nice,
that
Alex.
going on.
Yeah, that's what we call production.
I like it.
I think
So an 80?
I'd say 80.
Sure.
Because
80?
I mean, and then it's not always a guarantee. Foreign language. This is his first English
Foray
language,
into English language.
and things can be tricky there. So
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Well, let's just hope
it looks
for the
good.
best.
It looks good. So.
Yep.
Life itself. I think critics really like Parenthood and
And This Is
This
Us.
Is Us.
So maybe they'll. I still don't know how well
Maybe
this
like
is gonna do.
65.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that
it
too.
doesn't even look like a comedy. It just looks like a drama, like
Yeah.
a romance,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
romantic.
Yeah.
And the difference is this is a movie versus This Is Us as a show.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just based on that, how well it's gonna do. So yeah, I would say like
Like 65.
65 or 70.
Okay, I'm cool with that. 70.
Yeah, I'm with that.
70. Nice round numbers in Maniac.
And then Maniac, based on what you were saying, I'm gonna go like 60.
65, yeah, 60,
65?
63.
Yeah, non-round number today.
63.
63.
We
Thank
did
you,
it.
Alex. That's pretty good for like handwriting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really
That's
great.
amazing.
Except for
So-
the first one, but whatever.
so-
no, I'm just
so
kidding.
to-
Dude. I'm just kidding, dude. You're good.
Shia LaBeoufed.
Shia
We
LaBeouf.
Shia
That was
LaBeoufed
so
it.
tomato.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to our next segment, which is reviews, which is not really reviews. This time around, we are going to talk about some questions. So I've been wanting to,
Oh, okay.
we don't got to do all of them, but
Sure.
pick out some that are your favorites that you want to answer. So let me just go through the questions real quick, and you guys can plug away if you want at them. What do you think is the funniest show? Which movie genre best describes you? What is your favorite anime, or let's just say animation? I know maybe actually I'm
Okay.
pretty sure everybody. No, you like animation more than anime probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
What's your favorite movie? Your favorite actor or actress? Your favorite TV show and or who is the best director? You look so.
I can't answer a single one of these.
Really? I
Yeah.
could probably answer all of these.
I can try, but I don't
can
know.
give you a list of 10.
Yeah.
I can narrow mine down to
pick one.
5.
I
You gotta
can't
pick one.
Can't do it.
Okay, 5. Top 5 for what's your favorite movie?
It's even worse.
Okay,
'Cause it's like a
Jessica and
direct-
I are
yeah,
gonna
I was
answer.
like, I'm gonna need
Jessica
some
and I are
time.
gonna
Yeah,
answer
yeah,
the
yeah.
best.
You
can't
Our favorite movie on 3.
blindside you with
1,
what's your
2, 3.
favorite
The
movie.
Goonies. The Goonies is our favorite.
Favorite movie? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
that.
Well done.
Funniest show, The Office, American version.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
That's the funny. Wow,
That's a
over
good
Friends,
show.
huh? For you?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
funnier.
think. Yeah.
It's better made. I think.
Yeah.
More laugh out loud.
Funniest show.
Yeah.
I think mine might be. Fuck. Impractical Jokers, which you guys were watching.
That's
a
your
little bit
favorite
before.
show?
Funniest.
Oh, funniest show.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Favorite
I like the
TV
reality
show.
stuff.
Okay.
Kind of for funny.
Right on.
Yeah. I know you got a genre that kind of describes you. No, Whiskey, you can't answer one of these.
I don't. What do you think? What movie genre do you think best describes me?
Fantasy.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But that's like saying music. Like it's such a wide swath of shit.
I
like,
see what you're saying. Yeah.
fantasies encompasses so much.
What do you like more? Do you like high fantasy, low fantasy, where it's like kind of there's fantasy there, but it's not.
Like you're at, like magical realism.
Cool.
I have issues with high fantasy as much
Do
as
you?
I do. Yeah,
Ah.
of course I do. Because I love it so much. I feel like I could answer these questions better if they were book related.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Like that's where
Like,
you.
and I can't because I can't narrow it down. But if you asked me to choose like 5 books that were the most formative for my personality, I could probably pull them out for you.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
when it comes to what movie genre or my favorite actor or actress, I'm like, oh, gee, I don't know. There's so many.
Stan genre.
A genre that describes me?
Yeah.
Well,
Because like there's a lot of sci-fi wrapped up in this too.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah.
I don't know about describes me. I think my favorite like genre that I'm like really into.
I know what
think
you're
when
gonna
they
say.
all when they it's like sci-fi horror.
Okay.
That little
That's
slash,
not what I was gonna say.
yeah.
That little slash in the middle of
Yeah,
sci-fi
yeah, yeah.
horror.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
I
where you live.
exist in there somewhere.
So, Alien.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
where you live.
Alien, Total Recall. You know,
I love that movie.
you know. I mean, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
Great.
Starship Troopers.
I like it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I like it.
You know, I mean, that's me.
I have
would
not
say.
thought of Starship Troopers in a
Oh
long
God,
time.
Right?
that
Yeah.
which movie genre best describes you? Does it just have to be one that you like the most, or does it have to describe you in terms of your personality?
You in terms of your personality.
Oh, probably like romance.
You're like rom-com, romance.
Rom-com?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you live.
But
I think.
like a
Yeah.
smart rom-com,
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a lowbrow.
not like Made in Manhattan.
No, like one
Right?
of those
Yeah.
BBC like epic romance
Yeah.
ones.
There you go. There you
Epic.
go.
Yeah,
Did you guys see the little doggy I put in there?
I
doing,
did.
Doing the
I
downward
love that
doggy.
he's doing downward dog. Oh my gosh, so cute.
That's
Yeah,
not downward
I
dog.
think I might have a favorite
That's
director.
upward.
that's upward dog. Yeah. You're right.
I think it's probably Spielberg.
Okay.
I
Spielberg-
might have to say that too. I have to think about it more though, because there's so many good ones.
Yeah, of course. But
Spielberg. That's an
I
interesting.
think it's how he makes movies.
That's an interesting thing. Spielberg is like the last like old guard. See, everyone that we're talking about now, everyone that's like doing exciting things now, is also is like a writer.
Huh, that's true.
Like I
There's
mean,
a lot of
think
that.
about, there's Nolan, there's Guillermo del Toro.
Oh shit, God.
The
so hard to choose.
But Blomkamp. You know.
Yeah.
Blomkamp.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah.
Just everybody, yeah. So I mean, that's interesting. That topic in
Did Spielberg ever write?
I want to say he might have had a hand in some scripts. I don't think there's written by Steven Spielberg.
Gotcha. You know what? I
Anything like
might
that.
actually say I prefer to choose him as my favorite producer because he's produced every.
I was gonna
fucking
say
movie.
I think if he's got any writing credits, it was something he produced.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah.
I think I could narrow it down to 2 for what's
For-
your favorite movie.
Oh, what?
Because I just went down to like what are the ones I've
Can I-
seen the most.
I think they live in the year 97.
I don't know.
What are they?
It's fully half and half between Practical Magic and the Swan Princess.
Oh,
There you go.
I haven't seen neither.
both wonderful.
Could you explain them? What are they?
Yes. Practical Magic. I love this movie. Is Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
And they're witches.
Okay.
And they end up bringing a guy back to life, and he's haunting them. It's a whole thing. It's wonderful. It's amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it kitschy? Is it like? Are they purposely kind of making it?
It's 90s.
It's a
90s?
90s movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a
definitely
90s movie.
All right.
It's good.
I hope it's
I'll go
97 because I'll be proud of myself.
I would be very intrigued if it were. I don't know.
I think last Halloween or maybe a couple Halloweens ago, I watched like a bunch of witch movies, and I watched Practical Magic, and I watched another one that's really popular. God, what is it called?
Craft?
The Craft. And I liked Practical
yeah.
Practical
Craft was
Magic
good.
way
Oh,
more.
I love Practical Magic. That one's way better. And for me,
98.
98,
Oh.
really
Holy
close.
shit.
For,
And
you look
for
up
Swan
the
me,
other one?
Princess. Swan Princess is pretty old too, because I remember
Swan
watching
Princess
it as a
is
kid.
the 90s. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to.
Swan Princess.
And Swan Princess is real dope. Like it a lot. It's really good.
Yeah. If
94.
Okay. I was somewhere
Yeah.
in the middle. That's not too bad.
That one's just it's a gem of a animated movie. It's a kids movie. There's
It's not Disney.
It's not Disney.
Yeah.
It's Nest. I have watched that so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
I've also watched it while shrooming, which brings to light
God
so
damn.
many problems
Yeah.
Okay.
with it, but it's great. Like, she cares. She gives no fucks about anybody. She
know.
doesn't care about any of her friends. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good. Favorite TV show. I think it's the same again for both of us. I'm sure.
On 3.
Wait. I don't know if I know my favorite. Do I know my favorite TV show?
Really? Do you have to think about it?
I know my favorite. Really? I know my favorite TV show that's currently running.
Oh, are we talking about currently running or just of all time?
Of all time? Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, okay, currently
the
running on
parameters?
3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Game of Thrones.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Currently running.
Okay,
I have
but
to
wait,
think
now
about
we
that.
have to know.
Mine
Of all
is.
time?
Oh, of course. Of course.
1, 2, 3.
Battlestar
Battlestar Galactica.
Galactica.
Okay.
Boom.
New
We're met-
version.
Oh! Sorry. I guess. I don't know if it counts as my favorite, but Farscape.
Farscape is good.
That
Very
was
cool.
that was a huge.
Some deep
I
sci-fi
love
there. Yeah,
that
yeah.
fucking show.
Yeah.
Cool.
I never watched
Henson
it.
produced.
I always felt like a
It's-
bad sci-fi fan.
It's really one of the better sci-fi shows. Like, there are now ones that are better, but
they
for
remake
the
it?
time it was
I don't know
out
about
there,
that.
it was the best sci-fi show.
Did they reboot it, or did I make that up?
No.
They
No,
never-
they had a they because they got canceled really quickly and
Yeah.
it was on a major fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
They did a miniseries
Ah, okay,
Cool.
okay.
to like wrap it up, and it wasn't
It wasn't that
it
good,
wasn't
yeah.
as good. It was really disappointing.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
Firefly.
It's a little bit.
Yes, a little
Yeah,
bit. I
yeah.
mean, I like
I did
the
like-
movie.
I like Serenity,
I like
too,
Serenity.
But on its own, it is not a great movie. You have to watch the
If,
show.
No,
if
but-
you're not invested,
But that's
when
the
you
only reason
show
it got
up, yeah.
made.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure,
it
yeah,
wouldn't
I
have
did.
gotten made if it weren't for all of the fans.
I didn't know that. I watched Serenity first.
Nice.
Oh,
Actually, we both
oh, I
did.
bet that's confusing.
It was
as
real. I was like,
fuck.
"What?
I
This
was like,
is
what's
not
happening?
good? I don't know
Yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah.
happening."
Oh my God, no!
Yeah, we.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's
you,
fine.
you look physically
I went
ill.
back and watched the show and love it. So
It's
it's
The
fine.
show
it's
is
a-
amazing.
That's
It's
the one
great.
that still gives me pain of like, that's it. That's all we get.
I know.
know.
Come on,
That
Joss,
was-
help us out.
That's
I
actually
know.
that's close to my favorite is
Firefly?
Firefly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Favorite
think
all TV show.
Firefly and Farscape I think are the
It's-
two.
Yeah, and I forgot. I do love Farscape.
I
but
do think Buffy the Vampire Slayer would be very high up there for me.
Yeah, that too.
Too.
See, I can't.
They're very
hard.
different, but
It's hard.
yeah.
Yeah. Favorite anime, Kimi no Nawa, also in English, Your Name.
Yeah, that's a good. I didn't think about it as a movie. I was thinking about TV shows, but you might be right.
Yeah. And then like Totoro's My Neighbor Totoro is probably the second
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah. Those are good choices.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, I think
It's a famous
I
one.
like that one better than even Spirited Away, which I love Spirited
I
Away.
did too, but Princess
I did-
Mononoke
yeah.
is like
Yeah, I don't know.
I
that
like all the
one really-
cutesy ones, like Ponyo and Totoro.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totoro is alarming though.
It's actually very like
it's dark.
little
creepy.
bit, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really,
actually
really
creepy as
creepy.
fuck,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's about a
Dust bunny.
predator who takes children into
Yes,
the
we know this
forest
is one
and
of your
sleeps
jokes.
with them.
So actually, it's real creepy.
Yeah, I tried stand up once and nobody knew what Totoro was because
Nice.
I was in a room full of
Oh,
white dudes and they're like,
no.
"What are you
God.
talking about?" I was like, "Oh, this is only for me."
I think I'm funny. So
Did you say? Oh yeah, I was used to being me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Anything else you wanna attack? Nope. We're all good here.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It'll be a whole hour.
yeah,
into
it's
it.
gonna be.
If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken, our next slide is our last slide. Or our last interactive slide, which would be last franchise.
Oh, I forgot about
stating.
this.
Oh shit.
So,
Okay.
we did this a long
Rough.
time ago, like one of the very first last blank standing.
Okay.
And we haven't done it with this iteration of people.
Okay.
Right.
So, we have Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones.
Okay.
What
Back
else
to
we
the
got?
Back to the
Future,
Future.
Go ahead.
Harry Potter, Toy
Toy
Story,
Story,
Iron
MCU.
Man, or
No.
the MCU.
MCU.
And then we got
Star Wars and Batman.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
So let's just work it this way.
Okay.
I'll just go first. You
Go.
get to choose one too. I am going to eliminate Back to the Future.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good
Yeah.
choice.
Jessica?
I'm gonna eliminate. God damn it.
This is always so hard for you.
You know, Batman, I'm going to eliminate it because I love The Dark Knight, but the rest is kind of like meh.
Okay.
So,
All right. Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Nice. I
Yep,
like that
that's fair.
choice.
I just
Fair.
I like the books, but I'm not a.
I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
Stan?
I'm not in agreement, but I would get rid of it too.
I'm getting rid
So
of
I'm in agreeance with that.
Toy Story.
Oh, but yeah,
Well, I think-
it's hard to
'cause I
compare.
think it's run its course, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare it to these huge franchises that we have
Sure,
left.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah.
That's very
Honestly,
true.
what are you eliminating,
Ooh.
Alex?
Tough. Very
Oh,
Oh,
I like the
yeah.
silent
Yeah.
elimination.
All
That's a
right,
good
all
elimination.
No,
right.
I stand with that. I stand with
yeah.
I don't know.
Because it kind of it's another one that kind of just
Yeah.
beat to hell.
Well, yeah. But the trilogy was so
and they're still
good,
talking
though.
about 5, and I'm just
Yeah, the
talking about
trilogy
five.
is just let it
I'm
lie,
done.
man.
A lot of people don't like the second one.
I
That's
know.
my
Oh, the
favorite
second
one.
I know.
Yeah, the
I
second
love
one's
it
great.
too.
Oh my god.
I
It's
identified
so
with Short
campy.
Round.
I
I was
wonder
like, yes,
why we
I'm
love
gonna go
it.
with
Yeah.
Dr. Jones and go on adventures and
Dr.
drive
Jones.
his car.
Dr. Jones.
Hell yeah.
By the way, I just found out that one of the actresses on Grey's Anatomy is the daughter of that lady from
From
Temple
that
of Doom.
movie.
Mhm.
Kate
Wow.
Capshaw?
Yep.
Is she Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw? Kid?
Could be.
Because
They had a baby.
well, they hooked up on that movie.
Yeah, could be.
I did not.
Could very
I
well
didn't
be
watch
her
that.
left
daughter.
his
Was
wife.
that a deleted scene?
He left his wife.
It's Arizona
to,
from Grey's
be with her.
Anatomy.
Oh.
Okay.
Did it work out for
I
him?
that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
I am going to get rid of. I think Jess knows. Do you guys know?
No. Just
I have an idea, but you gotta say
Harry
it.
Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
figured
with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Same
we
here.
have the two, and they're still around. They're still alive and kicking.
Pretty much.
Which one's?
I
Jess?
have to choose this? You guys. No.
Jessica, you have to choose between the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Star Wars. I already know which one you're going to choose. It's okay. You're not going to upset anybody.
No.
They're
No.
good.
Because
They're
it
both
doesn't
good.
matter. Because
Yeah.
they're
It
both
does-
Disney.
Yeah, but I'm gonna piss
That's
people
why it
off.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
They're both good.
They're both great.
Damn, you know what I'm gonna choose.
I know.
That's
Choose
fine.
it.
Choose
It's-
it.
I really like the Marvel universe, but I have more nostalgia and more
Sure.
invested in Star Wars. So I'm gonna get rid of Marvel.
Yeah, she did it.
As the
Star
as the
Wars.
movies, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really that old, and I mean, we're still like
Yeah.
we're like you said,
we
we were
just had a
talking about.
10-year anniversary.
We're talking
Yeah.
about, but what we were talking about earlier. They're just now sort of opening
Yeah,
up
yeah,
the
yeah,
world
yeah, yeah.
now,
Mhm.
where
Mhm.
Star Wars has been like to the point where
Around
they're
for a long
making
time.
shitty spin-offs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's that. I
And
mean, that
have
one's
been for
definitely
a while.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I still like Rogue One.
I like them all.
Rouge One.
Were there not? There was. I seem to remember something about a Christmas special
Rouge One. Oh yeah.
that
yeah,
was like
yeah,
real.
yeah,
There was a
yeah.
spin-off that was really bad.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
Those
don't.
things. Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I was
We,
a small child, but
Yeah. I like the Ewok movies. They're terrible, but I still
Actually,
like
yeah,
them.
you know, they were fun.
Yeah.
They're cute.
They're real
They
cute.
were cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the last franchise standing of all time is Star Wars. I guess that's to no
Agree
one's
with that.
surprise.
No.
It would have been.
I'm all right with that.
I would have laughed if Toy Story won over Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I really
know?
do
I
love
think
the Toy
anyone in
Story.
this room would have eliminated Star Wars.
That's a good point,
I
yeah.
don't even particularly love it,
But you wouldn't have done
but
it.
I wouldn't have.
You
I'm
wouldn't
like,
have done
no,
it because
I
you
like,
know that like
You
there are
understand the
knives in the
importance
house.
of it.
No.
So
Yeah.
I can defend myself.
Yeah.
No, that it's a really it's an open world with a really classic storyline, and
Yeah.
and there's always something more to investigate, and there's always something more to visit, and just because
Would-
some people do it badly
would
doesn't mean that the whole
would
thing
that
is
have
bad.
been your last one? Your choice?
Probably not, just because I don't care as much about them.
Sure.
So that
It would have been the MCU, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm a little bit more invested in it.
Sure.
There's a
Sure,
lot of
yeah.
there's a lot of Marvel that
Sure.
I really like. There's some
Yeah.
of it that I don't,
Mhm,
but
mhm. Would have been Star Wars for you, Stan?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say so much so that I actually really love all the Lord of the Rings anything, and I still would have picked that before Star Wars. so-
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
I love Lord of the Rings. I'm not one of those people that's like, let's marathon these movies.
Sure,
Please
sure.
no. I am a huge Potterhead. I've always been since I was 12. This was my favorite.
You really
series.
are. You're one of the biggest
Yeah.
Potterheads I know.
Yeah. I
That sounds
hate
weird.
the movies.
Oh, you hate them?
I hate them.
I'm a huge
I
fan
stopped
of the
watching
movies.
after the third one.
Wow.
Or
That's
actually the
actually-
fourth.
Sort of,
After the
yeah.
fourth one, I saw that one.
I didn't
but-
watch
I
them
would-
until like 3 years ago. I had
Yeah.
never.
They're
yeah.
not good.
The books are what gets me.
The books are better.
The
didn't-
later
yeah.
movies are actually better, like the ones toward the end. And then I also think one of my favorites is the one that has Gary Oldman mostly in it. I
Prisoner
like
of
that one a lot.
Azkaban.
Yeah,
That's also everybody's
Yeah.
favorite. That's my least
It's-
I
favorite
was gonna
movie.
say everybody
I-
that loves Harry Potter hates that one, and everybody that doesn't actually likes that one.
but
That's
I
everybody's
read the
favorite.
books and
Yeah.
I still liked it. I thought I
Yeah.
still thought
It
it
is
was
the
good.
beloved.
I will never get
one.
over it. I think that was the worst fucking casting choice you could have fucking made. I hated it. I was like, Gary Oldman, maybe 30 years ago.
Hey, who was the bad guy in Wonder Woman?
Is it?
I forget his name.
Thulis?
I don't
That was
know.
a bad casting choice. That's where I land on
big
bad
Aries.
guys as like the old British bad dudes.
Yeah, but also, have you guys seen Dragonheart? He's a really good bad guy in that movie.
Yeah, maybe just like yeah. It's
But
it's
he's
part-
also
it's
like a
choosing your
lot
parts.
younger. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I just have very strong feelings about Sirius Black and who should play him.
That's why I like him.
Alex, what would have been yours? Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
It's hard. It's hard to argue with it.
Yeah, mine would have been probably Star. Especially if you
Thewlis.
include the cartoons.
see,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a hard time choosing between Indiana Jones and Star Wars because Indiana Jones also meant a lot to me growing up. So
That's true.
Me too.
Indie. I mean, but
Me
but
too,
it's also
but
like
they. Like
Everybody
I said,
said me too.
They're
That's
like
great.
they killed it. They ruined it. I think. I mean,
With the fourth one, you hated.
I
just
didn't hate it. I just
I did.
think it was
I didn't
nothing.
hate
Crystal
it.
the
Skull.
old-
I
the
didn't
old
hate it.
ones.
It wasn't great,
Yeah.
but I didn't hate it.
Yep.
I didn't hate it either.
I was
honestly.
I think I was one of the 2% that kind of liked Shia LaBeouf.
Hey, we're
in that
2%ers.
movie.
Yeah.
We're 2%ers.
I
liked him
hated
in
it. I
that.
hated Shia LaBeouf. I hated the stupid.
I kind of was like, this could be kind of cool if you hand it off to him, and then they just did not.
If he gets it-
he climbs in a refrigerator and survives an atomic bomb, and no,
Wait, that
there's
was Indy,
aliens.
though. That
No,
wasn't-
shut up.
Wait. There were like ghosts and like Nazi ghosts and shit in the
They
earlier
were.
ones.
That was the. It was the.
What
it
was
was the
that?
Ark of the Covenant.
Oh,
The
okay.
Ark of the Covenant, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean that's real, man.
Yeah, some Nazi face
We're learning a lot
melting.
about Stan
I
tonight.
would prefer. I was like, can we go back to like I don't really like the alien part
Guys,
of it.
it's hard to beat the original trilogy.
It's really
Those
It's really
movies
hard.
are
I'm just saying, like,
impeccable.
and they're still talking about a 5.
Yeah.
they're gonna pound it in the
And
ground.
there
I'm
might
just
be
like,
bad too. It's gonna be bad probably.
You know
But
what should
you
have
know
been
what?
up there and wasn't?
Huh.
Bond.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh, yeah.
There's like freaking 25 movies or
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a
and
good.
he's still making headlines.
Yeah.
I definitely should have put Bond over like Batman or Toy Story.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I don't know that anybody at this table would have ended up with Bond.
No, but it would have been an
You would have
interesting.
ended up with
Would
Bond.
you?
You know what?
It would have been an interesting.
Connor would have ended up
battle.
with Bond as well. Yeah. It would have been. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, of like,
yeah.
ooh, now I have to really think about this for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, Star Wars it is.
Okay.
Per usual. I'm interested in going back to our original last franchise signing and seeing if Star Wars won. I bet it was Toy Story. Anyways. Let's move on to our. That's it. That's pretty much it.
Alright.
We're gonna end with a trailer ish, but before we end on that trailer, go on. There's another slide. There's another slide. Sorry. Yeah, it's another slide. I don't know where I ended. Oh yeah, I wanted to like shout out with Jess and I have been watching a show called Cineverse and Concession Stand, and that is the only reason Screen Source pretty much exists is because of our love for that show. I was lucky enough to
shirt.
Huh?
I noticed your shirt.
Yeah, that's them. I'm a huge fan of that. There's a picture of them
Clever.
up there.
Well
yeah,
done.
thank you. We don't have our own shirts, so I got to wear other
We
people's
gotta
faces.
make our own shirts.
That's fine.
We got to make our own shirts. It'll be all of our faces
Yep.
on it.
Yep.
Then you wanna
But
sell it.
yeah, I had the privilege of working with them for a couple nights out in LA. They're fantastic people. They're super, super nice, especially Adam. Thank you so much for Adam was super nice, but it was actually Augustine. Augustine was really nice to me and helped me kind of learn the ropes and hang out. So
Cool.
yeah, shout out to them. Thank you guys over at Hyper RPG and Geek and Sundry is where they originally were.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, here's a huge list of name of people that I'm not going to go over every one of them, but just these are all the people that have ever been on this show.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty sure there's even more, but those are all the ones that I can point out, except for Rolando, aka Powerman G on the bottom left. He's never been on the show, but thank you for being like a return viewer.
big
He watches
fan
all
of
of our
our
stuff.
Cool.
He's always
Nice.
commenting. You're a dope dude. Thank you so much. And he's always got like really cool, insightful knowledge into
Comments.
movies and comments and
Oh,
stuff.
I
And
love
so
that I'm quoted as whiskey.
you're whiskey,
No.
yeah, because that's how I know you.
Yes.
And
We,
so
our
yeah,
original host used to be me, you, Kevin, and Jason.
Kevin and
I mean, it's
Jason.
my
That's why
name,
their
so-
names are
No,
the first
I
ones up
dig
there. And so yeah, and thank you guys for like being like pretty regular people. I know you've been gone for a while, but you're
Sorry.
doing other stuff.
Well,
You're
yeah.
theatering it up,
Yeah.
which is always cool. Yeah. And thank you, Alex, for producing tonight and for the
Yeah.
last several weeks.
Awesome.
Yes.
And
So
I don't know if Orion. Oh, his name is on there.
Orion's on there,
Orion's
yeah.
name should be
Orion.
on there because he used to produce like all the time, and he did a really good job.
was he? I think was he even a floating head? He used to be a
Bridget.
floating head
Yep.
in the show.
Yep.
When we used to
Nice.
do fun, weird stuff
Weird floating head
with the
stuff.
producers. It was too much work. Sorry, Alex. But we know you're there.
We still have a floating head. It's just a different.
That's true.
kind.
Yeah. Now we got a new cast member
Floating skull.
for a month of October.
Spooky.
Okay, so let's now we could go on to that trailer, that very last one. It's actually a teaser. We've mentioned it a couple times. And it just dropped today.
Okay.
This new teaser.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it is the teaser for the new Twilight Zone.
Cool.
You're traveling to another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land.
whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Pretty standard.
I can see like my dad being super stoked about it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He
Totally.
loved
My
the
dad
Twilight
loves
Zone,
it too.
and that's where
Yeah.
I had a lot of that when I was a kid. Like I would
Oh,
watch
God,
episodes
yeah.
with him, and that's where I get my love of Doctor
Would
Who.
you watch the black and whites?
Same.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doll episode.
Only the black
Oh,
and whites,
fuck that
pretty
One
much.
of the
episode.
best episodes I've ever seen, and nobody ever talks about it, but it was a later one.
Okay.
Um,
Not like the
Yeah.
rebooted series.
No.
Okay.
It was a later actual Twilight Zone. It was I believe it was Robert Redford.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's all about young Robert Redford. It's all about this old woman who's like, I guess she's like maybe like a agoraphobe. And she's afraid to leave her house, and something's happening. I can't remember exactly the building. So there's Robert Redford's a cop, and he's trying to get her to come out
Okay.
of her building, and she just won't. And it's
I
all
think
just
I
those two.
remember that.
And there's a big twist because this is like 50 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
Or however, the whole reason she's afraid of coming out of her house is because she's afraid of dying.
Ah.
In the end, guess who turns out to be Death?
He was knocking on her door.
Oh,
That's kind of
shit.
cool.
Amazing.
Fair.
That was amazing.
That's
And
great.
That's great.
I'm the only one that's ever seen that episode. Apparently, you know.
I feel like I've seen it at
There's
some
a lot
also
of them.
like
There's
hundreds of maybe
Yeah,
not
I was
so
like,
many.
I haven't seen a lot of them,
There's
but
a
I've seen
ton,
enough.
though. There's a
My-
ton though.
Yeah,
I don't blame people because I know
Yeah.
there's a ton.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
And
Especially like
I'm
later ones. I
kinda
know
sad
people
that they-
haven't seen them.
They've rebooted it like several times too, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there was the movie.
okay.
yeah.
That,
I didn't
and then
see that.
was marred by.
I remember
tragedy.
seeing one with Jessica Simpson in it. So that
What?
was
Twilight Zone?
Yep, it's a later. It's because of the
okay,
reboot.
yeah, no, they did try a small. I think
Yes.
it was like a.
So this isn't the first time they've
Huh.
done this.
I think that wasn't meant to be a reboot. That
Well-
was just like a little run of Twilight Zone.
Okay. Okay.
I think this is supposed to be Twilight Zone, where it's back now.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It feels very original.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
honestly, and the ones I remember too, with like Jessica Simpson and stuff, it started off the same way and it still had the same kind of feel, but it was very modern.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I like the sort of throwback to the black
Right.
and white
Yeah, Sure.
style
I mean-
of like old school sci-fi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think the
I like it too.
I think there's a huge pro here and a huge con here. The pro, Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
attached to this. That's
Yep.
the big thing,
It's
I
gonna
think.
be good.
They've been talking about, ever since Get Out, throwing him on this. They've been talking about throwing him on H.P. Lovecraft,
Oh,
HBO
right, okay.
original series.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was something else.
Yeah.
He's getting
He's-
hit up everywhere.
Because Get Out was so good.
Yeah.
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 What's
the
the
big
con?
con, it's on CBS All Access.
Oh,
Who's going to pay for that?
no one.
Who's going
I'm
to watch
not.
this?
Oh.
Where's the audience for that? You know? The
I
only other
want to
thing.
watch it.
I
Yeah,
do
but are you going to
too.
pay?
Mm.
You know? Because the
Oh,
only other thing that's
shit.
on there that people seem to be excited about is the Star Trek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I
Yeah.
might try and find some other way to watch it.
Like a free trial run and speed through.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
30-day trial.
I mean, maybe
Yeah.
wait till it's all out,
Cancel
and
it.
then just be like,
Yeah.
I'll pay for it for a month and watch
Yeah.
it all in a month.
Or if they
Assuming it doesn't all drop at once, right?
do they release
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how they do it.
You can get like Stranger Things on DVD, right? And you can get like Orange is the New Black. On-
Oh yeah,
Probably.
you can.
Mhm.
Yes.
If it's one of those, I could just wait until it's.
That's true. Wait
out,
until
Yeah.
you can actually
and then-
physically buy it.
and then check
That
it
won't be out
Sure.
until next
But
winter.
it will be,
Yeah.
it'll be forever.
I mean,
so who knows?
I'm okay with waiting. I've waited this long.
I'm okay with waiting.
There's a lot of shows ahead.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
right.
shows. I can't
Sure.
even keep on top
There's
of it.
too
I
much
just
media
rewatched the
and
Great
things
British
to
Baking
watch,
Show.
so it'll be
Right.
well, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but I mean, I get it. They
Yeah.
want to promote
What
their.
are you
Yeah.
doing?
So that's
though?
how you reel people in.
But that's the problem is that there's so many new streaming services popping up now, and it's like, yo, I gotta choose. Okay, I only have so much time. I
And
only have so much
money.
money.
How does?
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult
It's not
because
an endless amount
CBS
of
is
funds
trying
here,
to
people.
CBS is trying to go up against Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, and then Disney
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
DC, who
Yeah.
just started.
Sorry,
yeah.
you're gonna have to
And
get
that's
some
what I
better
mean. I was like, I
content.
have 3 already. That's too many.
Too much.
Right.
It's too
Right.
expensive.
Because like
as it is.
anymore, it's gonna be like might as well just pay for cable.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. At that point, yeah.
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 Well, this is the new cable
the new
now.
cable.
It is
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. You
They
got
eventually better
Also
start some
HBO Go.
package deal. You know.
HBO Go, Showtime.
Yeah.
Oh, also best deal out there right now. If you have a student email, make sure you go to what's the music service, streaming service? everybody likes?
Spotify and
Spotify?
Hulu for
Nope.
how much?
Spotify, Hulu, and Showtime for $5 a month.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, you get
Well,
all of them.
I haven't been a student in a while.
I don't know that you
No,
need
me
to be. I
neither.
think you just need
Still
the
have
email.
your student email?
No, of course not, because
Oh.
I've
I
been
never
out of
used
school
my
for
student
over 5
email
years.
when I did have it.
Because
They-
sometimes they gift
I know
you your
how
email.
like sometimes UNM is like some people still get to use theirs.
Yeah.
They locked me out of mine 6 months after graduation.
That's no good.
I was not able to change my password. I have not had that since then. And
So
then I had my
sad.
student ID stolen when I had my wallet stolen.
Time,
Same deal. Like I was not out of college for a
No.
year.
time to go take a night class at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently,
right.
man.
Yeah,
Like
I'm taking my class.
Continuing
I'll sign up
education.
for Scotty's horror screenwriting class.
There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. So why are you taking this class? Well, I
Do
really
it.
want Showtime and
For
I-
$5.
it's like- I just want to be a student again and get all the perks of that, and also like teach me how to write creepy shit.
That's
Cool.
it. Yep. That I hope that's the tagline of
Seniors,
that.
soldiers, and students. One of the 3, and you get a discount everywhere you go. So
It's true.
That's
It's true.
true.
just be one of those.
What if
3.
you're all 3?
Boom.
You can't stack them.
You get it all
can't
for
You get
stack
like the
'em.
best discount of your life.
No, you can't. I've learned.
I know. I'm kidding.
What's the better? What's the better one? The old Is
Senior.
that the
It's always 10%. Military is 10%. Senior is 10%.
Mm.
Student is a little bit better.
I think
Depending.
I think the veterans get like more. I think they get better discounts
Depends on what.
because they get into a plane first. Old people get into plane whenever everybody else gets.
I would like to just point out though that like, why would you want to sit on the plane longer?
That's what I say. That's why I
And
always
wait
sit.
while everybody else files in, breathing the airplane air.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Like, we all have assigned seats. We're all going to get on. I don't know why you're in such a rush.
I know
Very
why.
true.
Because they're in the Twilight Zone.
There we go.
All right, that has been the 50th episode. It's had its ups.
50th anniversary.
It's
50
had its
years.
downs, but we've done it.
We dropped by 2
episodes.
people.
We've been dropped. Yeah, this has been a crazy ass year.
Yeah, right.
Thank
This
you
is a
guys.
crazy
Yeah, I love you
episode.
guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You guys are the best.
It was
fun.
a controversial
Always a blast.
episode.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Full of it.
Sure.
Yeah. Again,
Uh-huh.
ups and downs throughout the year, throughout the episode,
Yep.
throughout like
Yep.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
And a lot of people angry at me on the internet.
But we keep you entertained.
But yeah, you keep us entertained and you keep them entertained.
That's
'Cause
what
they
I'm
got
here
something
for.
to talk-
Boom.
they got
That's what we're
something to
here to
talk
do.
about.
Boom.
Boom.
Yep.
All right. Thanks again. Like, follow, share, subscribe. All the verbs. Thank you, Alex. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for Ludum Tempest, our board game show, and then Saturday, Demon Breaks. We got with
I won't be
Mrs.
there this
Whiskey.
Saturday.
Okay, not this Saturday, but generally.
yes, but generally I am there.
Yes. Playing some D&D. We do all this stuff here.
It's really fun, guys. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's fun to watch, but it's really
Right.
fun to play.
Yeah, super fun. Jess and I will be on Ludum Tempest the following week for Century. So if you're not watching tomorrow,
It's a great
certainly
game.
watching the following week.
Yep.
And we'll see
Got
you guys
anything
later.
to plug,
All right.
Stan?
Plug your stuff.
No, not right now.
Anything to
No,
plug?
I already plugged my shit.
I will have things.
Did
to
an
plug.
early plug.
I'm gonna plug my my vintage store, which is having 3 pop-ups next month around Albuquerque. So follow me on Instagram at Hippie Amber Vintage, and hippie is spelled HIPPIE.
Get that good. Get that good.
Get that
clothing.
good vintage clothing. I've already got several pieces.
Nice.
She looks
Yeah.
great.
I
in
love
them.
them.
You can see a picture of her in a badass jumpsuit that she bought for me.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Yep.
We are also on
I'm into
Patreon.
it.
Oh,
and we'll
yes.
see you guys later.
Bye.
Good night.
Highs and lows. That was awesome. I do and I don't.
Yeah.